Okay, so um let's talk about this dream a lot of us have.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that dream of writing a children's book
Yeah.
and finally, getting to hold that physical copy
Oh, yeah.
fresh off the press
It's a good feeling.
and just basking in the achievement.
Right.
How do you get from, that daydream
Mm-hmm.
to an actual book?
Exactly.
That's what we're diving into today, folks.
Yeah.
Dissecting this guide, how to publish a children's book.
Love it.
And we'll be pulling out, the absolute must-knows for success.
Yeah. You know what's fascinating about this guide is how much it emphasizes that.
Okay.
Publishing a children's book,
Yeah.
it's not just crafting a good story.
You're so right. There's a whole world of strategy and nuance that goes into it.
So true.
And we're going to be walking you through those essential steps.
Okay.
From that initial spark of an idea
Yeah.
all the way to, getting that book into the hands of eager young readers.
You got to get it in their hands.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. So think of this as your roadmap, right? We're highlighting those crucial aha moments
Love it.
that can make all the difference
Okay.
in your publishing journey.
So first up,
Yeah.
and this is something the guide really hammers home,
I know.
is the importance of concept.
Yeah.
Like your book idea,
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be unique
Yes.
and absolutely spot on
Right.
for your target age group.
Of course.
So are you thinking, a laugh out loud adventure
Yeah.
for toddlers,
Right.
a heartwarming tale of friendship for early readers,
Mm-hmm.
or something completely different?
It's not just about uniqueness, though.
Right.
Researching existing books
Mm.
in your chosen category,
Yeah.
that's crucial, too.
Okay.
It gives you such a valuable insight into current trends.
Okay.
And it helps you find that sweet spot in the market.
Right.
Your niche,
Mm.
where your book can truly shine.
That's a point I hadn't considered that deeply before.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just enough to have a story you love,
Right.
but you need to understand the landscape
Absolutely.
it's entering.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, anything with talking animals instantly grabbed my attention.
Yeah.
What were some of those trends or themes that drew you in as a young reader? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your memories.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of those captivating stories, once you've got, your killer concept,
Yeah.
it's time to dive into the writing process.
Right.
And believe me, writing for children, it's an art form in itself.
It really is. It's finding that balance,
Yeah.
between simplicity
Yeah.
and engagement.
Right.
Like those vivid descriptions that paint pictures in their minds.
Yes.
Relatable characters they can connect with,
Yeah.
and genuine emotional depth,
Absolutely.
even if it's, a world of talking squirrels
Right.
or magical undersea kingdoms.
The guide offers some really great practical tips here. Think, short sentences,
Mhm.
punchy verbs,
Yeah.
avoiding overly complex language
Right.
unless it's absolutely crucial
Oh.
to the story.
Right.
It's all about keeping young minds engaged.
Right. And I think the guide's point about, incorporating conflict and resolution,
Yes.
even in those, lighthearted stories,
Mm-hmm.
is spot on.
Oh, absolutely.
Like every good story
Yes.
needs some kind of challenge to overcome,
Right.
a problem to solve.
Yeah.
It adds that depth and
Mhm.
keeps those pages turning.
Exactly. Even the smallest conflict
Right.
can create an engaging arc for your characters
Oh.
and keep those young readers hooked.
Oh, for sure.
Think about the very hungry caterpillar.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that tiny caterpillar's quest for food
Right.
and his eventual transformation.
Yeah.
It's so simple yet utterly compelling
Oh, totally.
for toddlers.
It's a perfect example.
Right.
That story resonated with me as a kid.
Yeah.
And even now, I appreciate its clever simplicity.
I know. It's great.
What are some of those, simple yet powerful stories that stuck with you?
Yeah.
Share your favorites in the comments. We're always looking for good recommendations.
Always looking for good books.
Now, once you've got that captivating story, down on paper,
Yes.
it's time to bring it to life visually.
Right.
And this is where illustrations become absolutely
Yeah.
crucial.
Yes. Especially for younger audiences.
Right. They're not just, pretty pictures.
Right. Yeah, I know.
They're an integral part of
Yeah.
the storytelling.
Right.
Illustrations help children visualize those characters,
Yeah.
the settings,
Yeah.
even the emotions woven into the story.
Absolutely.
Plus, for those, just starting to read,
Right.
they can be a huge help
Yeah.
with pacing and comprehension.
So true.
So finding the perfect illustrator for your book is a big decision.
It is a big decision.
You need someone who's style
Yes.
aligns seamlessly with your vision.
Of course.
So do you picture, a whimsical, colorful world, something more realistic?
Right.
The guide recommends, checking out freelance platforms like Upwork and Behance.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Or even attending, writers' workshops and illustrator events to network and find your perfect match.
I was going to say.
It's like finding the perfect dance partner.
I was going to say.
For your story.
It's like a dance.
What kind of visual style do you envision for your book?
Yeah.
Think about the colors, character design.
Right.
The overall mood or vibe you're aiming for.
Collaboration is key in this phase.
Right.
Providing your illustrator
Yes.
with a detailed brief for each page or scene.
Okay.
Maintaining clear communication and making sure you're both on the same creative wavelength.
Yeah.
It'll make for a smooth and successful partnership.
For sure. Have you ever collaborated on a creative project?
Oh, yeah.
What were your key takeaways from that experience? Share your insights in the comments below.
Yeah, let us know.
And I think the guide's point about, establishing clear contracts and deadlines from the get-go.
That's important.
Is crucial, especially for first-time collaborators.
Definitely.
It can save a lot of potential headaches down the line.
Absolutely. And once your illustrations are finalized and, beautifully complementing your story, it's time to polish that gem to perfection.
Okay. So that's where editing comes in.
That's right.
And as this guide emphasizes, it's so much more than just catching typos.
It really is. The guide breaks down the different types of editing.
Okay.
You've got developmental editing, line editing, and proofreading.
Right.
Each one plays a vital role in refining your manuscript.
So developmental editing focuses on those big picture elements, the story's overall structure, pacing, and impact.
Right.
So is the plot engaging? Are the characters well developed and relatable?
Right.
Does the story flow smoothly, from beginning to end?
From beginning to end.
Line editing delves deeper into the nuts and bolts of your writing.
Yes.
Sentence structure, word choice, clarity and tone.
Yeah.
So are your sentences concise and impactful?
Right.
Is the language appropriate for your target audience?
Yes.
Is the voice consistent throughout?
Good question.
And finally, proofreading.
Yes.
That's that essential last step to catch any, lingering grammar, punctuation, or spelling errors.
Those little things.
Yeah, a polished manuscript not only reflects your professionalism, but it also makes a much stronger impression on potential publishers and readers.
For sure. And here's another key point the guide highlights.
Okay.
When choosing an editor, seek out someone with experience in children's literature.
Got it.
They'll understand the nuances of the genre, the developmental stages of young readers, and what truly resonates with them.
That's fantastic advice.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense to have, an expert eye on your work.
Exactly.
Especially one that understands the unique demands of children's literature.
Yeah. And speaking of experts, now we come to that big decision. Choosing your publishing path.
All right, so you have two primary options.
Right.
Traditional publishing, where you work with an established publishing house.
Yes.
Or self-publishing.
Right.
Where you take the reins yourself.
Yeah.
And as the guide points out, each path comes with its own set of advantages and challenges.
It does.
So traditional publishing offers wider distribution channels, professional editing and marketing support.
Right.
And, the prestige of being associated with a recognized name in the industry. However, it's incredibly competitive.
Very
and you often have, less creative control over the final product.
Yeah, that's true.
Self-publishing, on the other hand, gives you complete creative freedom.
Yes.
And a larger share of the royalties. But it requires a greater upfront investment.
Right.
And it places the responsibility for production, marketing, and distribution squarely on your shoulders.
It's a trade-off.
It is. It's a big decision.
It is.
And one that should be made with careful consideration of your goals and resources.
Absolutely.
So what are your aspirations when it comes to publishing?
Yeah.
What level of control and investment are you comfortable with? Have you grappled with this decision yourself?
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your perspective.
Let us know.
In the comments.
Yeah. Once you've, navigated that publishing path decision, there's another crucial aspect the guide dives into. STEM.
Yes. Design.
Yeah.
It plays such a huge role in a book's appeal.
It does.
Especially for, young readers.
Especially for them.
Who are so visually oriented.
Think about it. A well-designed book. It's like an open invitation.
Yeah.
It's easy to read.
Okay.
It's visually engaging,
Right.
and it just complements the illustrations beautifully.
It draws you in.
It does.
It's like the difference between receiving, a handwritten note and a beautifully crafted card.
Yes.
The thought might be the same.
Right.
But the presentation elevates the entire experience.
Exactly. And with children's books, the design needs to be age appropriate too.
That makes sense. So for younger children,
right,
larger fonts,
yes,
simpler layouts, and, vibrant eye-catching colors would be more appealing.
Well, for older readers, you can get a bit more experimental with typography and layout.
Okay.
Maybe incorporate more white space or use, different font styles to emphasize certain words or phrases.
Yeah.
It's about creating that a visual experience that matches the reading level and interests of the child.
The guide also delves into some of those technical aspects like trim size and resolution.
Yes.
Important factors for both print and ebook formatting.
Important details, especially for those going the self-publishing route.
Right.
Where you're managing that design process yourself.
But luckily, there are tons of resources available.
There are.
Whether you choose to collaborate with a professional designer or go the DIY route with tools like Adobe InDesign Canva or Vellum.
Those are all good ones.
It's about finding, that approach that fits your skills and budget.
Exactly.
Have you ever dabbled in book design or explored any of these tools?
I have.
Share your experiences with us in the comments.
Yes, please.
We'd love to hear your design adventures.
Yeah. What matters most is creating that visually appealing and engaging reading experience that enhances your story and captivates young readers.
Okay, so we've got a captivating story.
We do.
Beautiful illustrations.
Yes.
A polished manuscript and a stunning design.
Right.
Now comes the exciting part, getting your book into the hands of those eager young readers.
Got to get it out there.
And that's where marketing comes in.
That's right.
It's a crucial step, regardless of whether you've chosen traditional publishing or self-publishing.
It is.
The guide offers, a great mix.
It does.
Digital and offline marketing strategies.
Yeah, I like that.
Which is really helpful.
So online, you can leverage social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest.
Okay.
It's a great way to showcase your illustrations.
Yeah.
Share, behind-the-scenes glimpses of your creative process and engage with potential readers.
And don't underestimate the power of building an email list.
It's huge.
Having that direct line of communication with parents, teachers, and librarians.
Absolutely.
Allows you to, share updates, offer promotions, and connect with your target audience on a more personal level.
So true.
Your author website is also incredibly important.
Yeah.
It's, your online home base where readers can learn more about you.
Yeah.
Explore your book and find out where to buy it.
Absolutely.
Think of it as, your virtual bookstore and information hub.
I like that.
And if you're selling on Amazon,
yes,
optimizing your book's listing is essential.
So important.
That means, crafting a compelling description that hooks readers using relevant keywords so people can easily find your book.
Yeah.
And encouraging those positive reviews.
Yes. Now let's step into the world of offline marketing.
This is where, school visits and book signings can be incredibly impactful.
Oh, they're great.
They're fantastic opportunities to connect with young readers face-to-face, share your story, and spark their imagination.
Absolutely.
Plus, it's a chance to build relationships with teachers and librarians who can become, advocates for your book.
Huge advocates.
Collaborating with educators, parenting blogs, or children's activity centers is another great way to reach your target audience.
It is.
And, build a buzz around your book.
Yeah.
It's about finding those, creative partnerships that align with your book's themes and values.
The guide encourages thinking outside the box when it comes to marketing.
So where do you think your target audience hangs out?
Yeah.
How can you connect with them authentically?
Right. Maybe you could offer a free reading at a local library.
Okay.
Partner with a children's clothing store for a special event. Or even participate in a local book festival.
That's a good idea.
The possibilities are kind of endless.
They are. What unique marketing ideas have sparked your imagination?
Ooh.
Share them in the comments below. Yes. And remember, building genuine relationships is key.
Right.
Engage with your readers online.
Yeah.
Respond to comments and questions and create a community around your book.
Yeah.
It's those personal connections
Right.
that can turn, those aha moments into lifelong fans and passionate advocates for your work.
It's incredible to think about the ripple effect that a single children's book can have.
I know.
The way it can shape a young mind, spark curiosity and instill a lifelong love of reading.
It's powerful, isn't it?
It is.
Children's books hold this unique ability to not only entertain, but to, impart valuable lessons, broaden perspectives, and foster a sense of wonder about the world.
And while this guide we've been exploring provides, an excellent roadmap, it's ultimately up to each individual author to bring their own unique vision, voice, and heart to the process. It's about taking that foundation of knowledge and building upon it with creativity, passion, and that special something that makes your story stand out from the crowd. It's about breathing life into your characters, crafting worlds that, both enchant and educate, and leaving readers feeling inspired, empowered, or simply, thoroughly entertained.
That's the magic of storytelling, isn't it?
It is.
And one of the things I appreciate about this guide is how it emphasizes that, there's no single formula for success.
There isn't.
It's a blend of art and craft, heart and strategy.
Exactly. And speaking of stories that resonate, I'm curious, what are some of those children's books that left a lasting impression on you?
Oh, so many. Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh, yeah.
Captivated me with its, imaginative illustrations and themes of wildness and belonging.
It's a classic.
The Giving Tree, though it sparked some, interesting debates about its message, always stayed with me because of its, poignant exploration of unconditional love.
I agree.
And of course, the Harry Potter series.
Oh, of course.
Which ignited a lifelong passion for fantasy and adventure.
For sure. What about you?
For me, Matilda by Roald Dahl was a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
It celebrated the power of books and imagination, and it gave me, a feisty, book-loving heroine I could wholeheartedly root for.
I love that.
And The Little Prince,
oh, yeah,
with its simple yet profound wisdom, continues to resonate with me even now.
It's timeless.
Those early reading experiences, they truly shape our tastes, our values, and even our worldview.
They do. What are some of the books that sparked a love of reading for you or your children? Share your favorites in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories.
Absolutely. And for those of you listening who are harboring that dream of writing a children's book, I encourage you to embrace it wholeheartedly. Let your imagination soar. Tap into your inner child. And don't be afraid to experiment. This guide has provided the roadmap. But it's your unique journey to take.
Who knows, your story might be the one that sparks a love of reading in a child, opens their eyes to new possibilities, or simply brings a smile to their face.
That's a good feeling.
Isn't that what it's all about?
It is.
Sharing stories that connect, inspire, and make a difference in the world.
That's the beauty of it.
So go forth and create. Weave your magic, pour your heart into it, and let your stories take flight. We can't wait to see what you bring to life.
Remember, the world needs your stories.
It does. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of children's book publishing.
We hope you found it insightful, inspiring. They're full of those aha moments that will fuel your creative journey.
And as always, we'd love to keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts, your experiences, and your questions in the comments below.
Until next time.
Keep
those creative sparks flying.
Absolutely.
Happy writing.
Happy writing.